My name is Thomas Regan. I'm a professional property investor, and over the last 4 years, me and my wife have 20x'd our property portfolio growth. Now, today I just wanted to talk to you guys about what money is and how you need to start thinking about it, or not how you need to start thinking about it, but how I think about money when it comes to investing. Now, essentially the way I think about money is a tool and nothing more, okay? Money is a tool to get things that you need. That's it, okay? It's a way to trade with other people who are valuing what you are giving them the same at the time that you are trading it. And that's the key, at the time that you are trading it. And let me just scratch the surface on this for a bit. The money that you are giving to that person or whoever you're trading with at the time will be worth far less in a significant amount of time from now. And when I say a significant amount of time from now, I mean about 10 years. Why? Because money is, the value of the money is corroding as time goes on. Now, I want to get back to the topic. Money is a tool. Now, how do I think about using money? Okay, I think about using money as an investor. I think about using money to make money. That's the main in investing. That is what money is used for. You use money to make more money. Now, how does this work in practice? So, for example, if I go to work and I get some money over the year and I save it, after the year I might have enough, if I'm very lucky, to buy a property. Now, but how am I going to put the money to work? How am I going to put the money to work? Now, when I buy the property, and the property is going to have some costs associated with ownership. Now, if those costs become a burden of mine, I'm not really using money to make more money. I'm just using money to make myself work harder, because not only do I have to pay the mortgage, I have to pay all the costs of ownership of the property. Now, what would I prefer to do that for me as an investor, thinking money is used to make more money, what do I do? Okay, so I buy a property and I put a tenant in there and I make sure the rental payments cover the entire cost of owning the property. And sometimes, if I'm very lucky, after the rental payments have covered the entire cost of owning the property, the mortgage, and all the other bills associated with owning the property, sometimes there's a little bit of rental income to put back into my pocket each week or each year or each month or whatever. Now, that's how I've put money to work. And you're probably wondering, yeah, but you spent like a whole year's worth of savings on buying the property in the first place. But what you're not taking into consideration is, yes, it did, but that was an investment I was willing to make because I understand that the property is going up in value, so that whatever that money was that I put into the property, the value or my ownership in terms of money is going up as years go on. So it's a one-time investment that I make into the property, and the property value is increasing over time. So it may have taken me 1 year to save up for the property, and when I say save up for the property, to put a small deposit down on the property of maybe 10 or 20%. But what has happened with the property price is the property price has, over 10 years, most likely it has doubled in price. And it's not a doubling of the deposit that I put into the property, it's a doubling of the entire value of the property. So say, for example, if the property was $500,000, after 10 years, we're wanting it to be, and ideally it's going to be worth $1 million. Now, what do you do with the extra profits that you have got from investing? Well, what I wouldn't suggest is you go and buy yourself a holiday or something like that. But what I would suggest is, if you want to become even more wealthy, is you reinvest the money into more appreciating assets, like more properties. Okay, so when I started investing in properties, I saved up one time for one property, and ever since then, I have used the growth, the equity in my property portfolio to buy as many more, as quickly as I possibly can, more properties. Okay, so that is why over the last 4 years we have 20x our property portfolio, because every time that initial investment, that property goes up in value, we just take the money out of it and buy another property. And once your property gets larger, it grows faster, obviously. So maybe after the first year, we took out enough to buy one more property, but then we had two properties. And then after the second year, we had enough to buy two more properties. So the speed that we are buying properties and building our wealth is multiplying and compounding, and it's amazing. Like, that's the reason I don't work for money anymore. It's the reason I stopped working in a 9-to-5 job, and I just do this full time. So hopefully that was insightful. Hopefully it helps, and hopefully it's given you guys some clues in how to use money as a tool.